Hi there, I'm here with a Wings of Duty for Noobs on how to use missiles and bombs. I'll be in the P38 Lightning for this video, as it's the only plane that I have that actually carries missiles and bombs at the same time. So when using missiles, they have the potential of going up a bit, so aim just below the target, and don't use them for air-to-air combat. Use them for more of air-to-ground combat and for tanks. The bombs will go down, they won't go up, but you've got a little red circle that's on my screen now. That's where your bombs will be going. But at the moment we're just going to try getting over to the ships. So there's an enemy ship up ahead, so we're going to get missiles out first. And I recommend just shooting as many as you can, and that means you've got a guaranteed chance of getting a hit and hopefully not ram the ship as you do it. But as you can see, that was pretty effective as the ship is now sunk. But now we've got to wait 10 seconds and I get a death point, which isn't really helpful. So when doing it, try going slower, not like 500 miles an hour. That's not a very good idea because you can see what happens. But when doing it, try going a bit slower. You have a higher chance of actually surviving. And you could see then I was aiming just below the ship, like at the water edge, and they were going up into the deck of the ship. Now how to dive bomb, or I prefer just carpet bombing them, where you just go low, fast, and just drop your bombs. This is the easier way of doing it, but sometimes people don't like you doing it, like this person here, who just rams me. Always go down and head on, because everybody goes up. If you go up, it's going to cause a collision, so yeah, don't go up. But if you can see they're going down, do the opposite, remove and turn, because then maybe you can slot on their 6 or something like that. So when dive bombing, you want to turn 180 degrees and then drop towards the target. This is effective as in realistic mode, you'll actually, if you go downwards like that, your pilot will actually faint and black out due to too much G. But by turning upside down, you've actually done a 0G move, and then you can drop down onto your target. But for this one, we'll just be going straight in with our bombs and dropping on the target. We have an enemy aircraft, so we'll just shoot him out the sky. So he was going down and I tried to pull up, and then he moved straight into my plane. So let's try a different map on using bombs. So as you can see, I had 1 air kill, 1 naval kill and 6 ground kills, which means I get a total of 1,200. Which is pretty helpful when I've just spent 200,000 on a brand new plane, which costs a lot. It took me about a couple of months to save up to get that. We are going to now try a different map, and we'll do bombing. Now bombing is like the easiest way of getting kills. Like dropping bombs, like these are £500, so like a carrier can take two £500 bombs, but if you hit them correctly, you can actually sink the carrier, which is pretty helpful on naval kills. The bombers can take 4 bombs for like the tier 1, 6 bombs for the tier 2, and I'm not sure about the tier 3 and 4. 2 which equals a total of £1,000. Well, at this moment in time, I'm going to climb up to a very high altitude, so I have a higher chance of actually getting to the target without being blown to smithereens. Now, this is helpful in a plane that's got a lot of power, but if you're in something that's got low power, you have to go slower. So sometimes going low and fast is easier than going high and slow. They won't bother coming up this high to kill me because they're probably gonna stall out. Especially on the low. If there's another one of these planes, they'll probably just be able to climb up and shoot me down. Pretty easy. But you see, there's a P-40. I'm not that worried about him, as we've got friends down there. I think they're all P-40s actually. At the moment, I'm 15,000 and still climbing. So if they do decide to come up, I can just literally. One is coming up for me. Okay. So I'm going to go over the ships. We need to be very accurate with this. So we are going to get bombs ready. We're going to roll. We're going to cut throttle and deploy air brakes. If you don't do that, you could end up having a chance of ripping your plane apart. Now, in a dive, you can roll around, do stupid things like this, but stay on your target. So I'm just going on this target. Though this may survive, may not. Probably wouldn't because somebody's already just dropped bombs on it. But as you can see, the bomb target doesn't actually come in till like 2,000. That's because dive bombing, you don't need a lot. But you drop your bombs and you pull up. By pulling up, you have a higher chance of surviving. Now my bombs did 4 damage and I think it's doing something. So I'm going to pull my missiles out. And I'm going to dive onto him like this. And I'm going to just shoot all the missiles. Well, as many as I can. I had 4 left, so I was going to turn around and I may take the smaller ships. These have more of like AA on them, so you may be able to get a lot of kills with these. As you can see, I didn't get any kills because I hit the main bridge. But we've got one more aircraft carrier I can test it out on. I should shoot both of them, and they both hit actually.